Welcome back to the Your Girl Yaz podcast, the podcast to listen to if you're a female entrepreneur who's ready to attract more fun, more money, success, friendships, and amazing clients into your business. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope I can add some more positivity into your day in this episode. Welcome back to another episode on the Your Girl Yaz podcast. Now, I have a question for you before we get into today. Do you want to embody your best CEO energy? Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you may see me talking about CEO energy. I am obsessed with CEO energy because in order to create the business of your dreams, in order to become the business owner you dream about, it is so important to be prioritizing your CEO energy. And I was like scripting out all of my content yesterday, and I am in Australia right now, and I'm just having a bit of a time of like deep focus, slow life, like really prioritizing myself and nurturing myself, which is so lovely. And one thing that is a massive priority for me is treating my mindset like my best friend. Now, who is your best friend? Like in business, who is your best friend? You know, I have got the most amazing friends in business and in life, and I love all of my friends. But you really, really need to prioritize your mindset and make your mindset your best friend in your business, and everything else falls into place. That's when you get the richness of your friendships, of clients that really light you up, that really love you for you and see your value and see your worth. That's when you get amazing opportunities. That's when you get all of the sparks flying, and the creativity is when you are prioritizing your mindset. So today I am going to teach you all how to embody your best CEO self, really, really nurture yourself, learn, what maybe you're not doing right now that you could be doing to make sure that you are showing up for your best CEO self. And I'm really excited to sort of go through today and share with you everything that I have learned, everything that I've researched, and also what I'm teaching to my clients. Like I work with all of my clients one-to-one to really, really help them prioritize their CEO energy. I am so focused on the business owner behind the brand and really being that nurturing support system for all of the lovely girls I work with. And then also in my CEO club, which I love so much. Like I really, really look forward to the CEO club calls as well, because in the CEO club, it is just the loveliest community of women, and everyone is so supportive and so loving and so open. And our calls, everyone is just building such good friendships already, and it's only been a month, and I just feel like it's going to keep growing and keep growing, and it's just changing the game for being a female entrepreneur, because it can feel very I know a lot of girls feel very overwhelmed. They compare themselves, they feel like they're not good enough, and it's so nice to have a space where you can be supported, where you know that we've got the group chat, you know that you can come on the calls. I do like one community call a month where everyone can just come on and chat, and the last one we did, we were all crying together and just really, really sharing that deeper stuff and just catching up, which was so nice. And then I do like one mindset training a month. So you know that you've got that monthly mindset support, as well as each week in the group chat, I am sending journal prompts, mindset support, and I wanted to create something that was really affordable, because sometimes you don't always have the money to invest in coaching, or sometimes you know that you just need that weekly mindset support, and the CEO Club is there for that, and it's growing and it's beautiful, and it is £33 a month. So literally £8 a week, and you know that you've got that continuous mindset support to keep you going, because it is so important. If you're running a business, if you're a female entrepreneur and you want to up level, you want to really, really step into your Pinterest board, like you really want to become the CEO of your dreams, then that is why I've created it. And I'm going to be doing lots of different challenges and, different things to support all of the girls as we go. And this is the thing as well I wanted to bring up, is like, I think so many people come to me and they just want 5K months or fast success, or like really, really quick, big results. And sometimes that doesn't align, because I want to attract the types of clients that want sustainable long term growth, that are in this world for the long game, that want to really, really build a life full of love and richness and, attract dream clients and aligned clients and build a business full of passion and purpose and creativity over, the fast hustle culture that is a very slippery slope, because you just put yourself on a pedestal. So yes, today I'm going to teach you all around embodying your CEO energy and why I love it so much. And before we really dive in, I just wanted to say well done. I wanted to say well done for putting this episode on today. Well done for putting yourself first. Well done for really, really deciding that actually you want this life. Like, I guarantee if you're listening to this podcast episode, you're already putting in the groundwork, you're already doing something to prioritize yourself. Maybe you are, showing up for your business, maybe you are prioritizing your clients, maybe you are giving yourself lots of love in the mornings and nurturing yourself. So I just wanted to say well done for showing up today, and you're amazing. If you're listening, you deserve to have all of the gorgeous things in life, and you deserve a gorgeous life itself, and most importantly, you deserve to be happy in yourself. And not to say, life is very up and down. We have such a variety of emotions. Happiness is just one of the emotions that we have. There's such a deep complexity of emotions that we have as human beings, and it's so nice to be able to experience a variety of those. Like, I've just been through such a big life transition, I would say, where I just really, really slowed down and looked at my habits and how I was living, and I was going at such a fast pace. I'm traveling, and it's only sometimes when you have the chance to slow down that you actually do take it. So yes, it's been a really, really nurturing chapter for me, putting myself first and really practicing what I preach. And I just feel like a new woman. Like, I'm scheduling my days a lot better. Wake up and I'm excited. I just feel so much more aligned in myself, and like, yeah, it's just so lovely, and I'm so grateful I get to sit here and share all of the love with you guys today. So what is this CEO energy all about then, my loves? Let's get into it. So CEO energy in my eyes is, imagine the most empowered, inspiring, confident, radiant version of you, right? Like, imagine a version of you that walks into a room and people's heads turn. Imagine a version of you that makes decisions from a place of confidence. She backs herself. She truly believes in herself and her value. She knows what her purpose is in life, and it's always going to be changing and going on different directions. But she really has at her core this deep sense of belief in herself. She knows that she is embodying her best CEO energy. She's showing up for herself in the hard times, in the times where things might be a bit slower, or, going through the motions. She is that person that people can rely on. She is trustworthy. She's loyal. She has all of these amazing qualities. And this episode might spark something in you. And I want you to figure out what that is. I want you to figure out, like, when I just mentioned all of those words, and like, that's what being in my best CEO energy means for me. But I want you to make your own version of that. Like, what does it mean to be in your best CEO energy? And it's really, really nice to use this to ignite the flame in your days, to build that spark when everything around you might feel mediocre right now. It's like, well, how are we going to step out of that mediocre and into a version of you that literally ignites you from the inside out? And a lot of this stuff I talk about with CEO energy is the internal work that needs to be done, and the internal work that is going to create the life of your dreams. Like, it really starts with you. It starts with you internally making the changes for your external world to change, for you to attract the dream clients, for you to have all of these amazing opportunities to come up, for you to get that recognition that you want in your business and attract what you really want. So this internal work is so special that we're going to be talking through. But it's also important to look at what doesn't align with your best CEO self. Like, what doesn't align with CEO energy? And for me and for my clients, that would be constantly running from a state of fight or flight, constantly feeling overwhelmed, constantly filling up your life with stress and really big to do lists, and moving away from doing intentional work and into you need to be doing stuff all the time in order to be successful. It's that hustle culture, that, you know, culture of making yourself unlimited and everyone having access to you and you feeling like you can't say no. You know, not being in your CEO energies would be having very weak boundaries and feeling like you have to do everything for everyone. It would be people pleasing all the time. It would be living in a fear state of losing clients, of losing things, living in that state of what if everything goes wrong, what if everything falls on its face. And I would say a big one, which I'm going to do a whole episode around, is your business being your identity, your business being your whole life, and not having a life outside of your business and it being all consuming. You know, you pouring all of your life, all of your energy into your business. That I would say is a red flag for your CEO energy, because if you're not living a life full of fun outside of your business, if you don't have things that light you up, then you're going to be putting your whole self-worth and your whole identity around your business, which is really, really unhealthy. Because, you know, let's say you do have a slower month or things don't work out quite the way that you want in a quarter or a year or a few months of period, it will literally destroy your identity and make you constantly feel anxious and constantly feel like you're not good enough, because you've attached your whole identity to the success of your business, which is very much in that ego state of needing more clients, more followers, more views. And it's like, well, what's actually important to you? Because if that's the only metrics of success in your business, then that's going to cause a lot of anxiety, because there's no space for growth and doing things from intention and love. It's all about numbers. So that's why this episode for me is really special. And I went into detailed planning it because I was like, I really want the girls to get the best and, you know, learn about CEO energy and how you can use it to transform how you're running your business right now. So there was a little bit around the good parts and maybe the parts right now that you can relate to if you are struggling with overwhelm, you feel like you're in that fight or flight, you feel like you're gravitating towards that fear state of, you know, obsessing over your business and, you know, feeling like it's the be all and end all and that you need this success in order to be happy in life. So let's get into, my love, what is going to help you really build a strong CEO energy, build that empowered, excited, beautiful, aesthetic, like passionate CEO energy. So number one is we need to get clear. We need to, sometimes it's like I say to my clients, we've got a jigsaw puzzle right now that's all jumbled up and we just need to get clear on all of the pieces that are meant to be in this jigsaw puzzle. You might have some that are from other jigsaw puzzles right now that aren't aligned, and we need to get clear on your vision, right? What feels really, really important for you, like what you really want to build. And this can be so exciting. And I love to make this business world fun. Like, it shouldn't be doom and gloom. It shouldn't always be like, I need to have 5K a month to be happy. It should be like, what's going to make me so happy in business? Like, what really, really fills me up? And recently, I even asked myself this question around exercise. It was like, what do I really love doing? And to be honest, it's not like the big high intensity gym sessions right now where I'm like lifting loads of heavy weights and doing HIIT workouts, because I had a really dysregulated nervous system from up in my life every few days, traveling for 4 months and running a business on the move. Like, my brain was in constant overdrive because I was constantly having to think about Wi-Fi and, you know, where I'm moving to next and packing up my suitcase and all of these things that I didn't really realize at the time because I was just living my best life. In the back of my mind were like causing me to be really, really dysregulated because I was just on the move so much. So I've really had to come back to, okay, nurturing myself, like mapping out what's going to feel really good. And I've just been loving my Pilates. So I go to my Pilates classes most days now around my little travel life right now. So in Australia, I've got all my lovely friends here. So I've really filled up my cup at the weekend, like with going on lots of adventurous trips and having fun with all my friends here. But yeah, in the week, I just really, really nurture myself and look at, okay, what I wanted that to look like and Pilates for me just feels really, really nurturing. It makes my body feel amazing. Like, it's such a good workout and I love it. So it's finding, okay, if business right now is that main focus of what you want to feel regulated around, if you want to, really step into your best CEO energy, let's map it out. Let's get really, really clear on you as the CEO first off. So, what do you feel like makes you authentically you? Like, people aren't going to just buy from another brand online. Like, they want to know the story behind it. They want to know the story behind you, your quirks. It's nice these days to just share the ups, the downs. I know it can feel really scary and raw and vulnerable sometimes, but share what makes you you. And I think a lot of girls and a lot of people in this industry need to go on more of a journey of soul searching, of figuring themselves out. And even for me, like, a really random example was my whole childhood, right? I never feel like I can't remember listening to music, or I really, really struggle to remember the names of artists, or I struggle to remember song lyrics, and I've always really struggled. And then whenever anyone would like sing a song, I would just be in my head like, why don't I know the words? And sometimes I just tried to make them up so I would fit in and like look like I knew the words to songs. And it's only recently when I've slowed down, I'm like, well, what type of music do I actually like? When people ask you, like, what music do you like? I'd always say, like, house, drum and bass, a bit of indie. I'd always just say a bit of everything. When really, I'm actually considering and questioning the types of music that I like. And I love soul music. Like, I was listening to Sister Sledge this morning. I'm like, fucking yeah. Like, I love soul music so much. Like, old school soul music, and I'm experimenting and figuring it out, and I'm like just allowing myself to listen to music. I was listening to, who was it, when I was at the beach the other day, I was listening to Pink Floyd, and all of these artists people love, and like, a lot of people have spent their whole childhoods really listening to music and like getting into artists, and I just feel like it's something that I've had such a block around, which is so interesting. But you have the chance to rewrite yourself at any point in life. Like, you really, really have that toolbox and the free will to reinvent yourself at any time. So when it comes to mapping out who you are as a CEO, if you feel a little bit unsure right now and you've heard all this terminology, like you need to find your niche or you need to do this to be successful, it's like, start with you, start with the internal work of experimenting around the type of CEO you want to be. This internal work is going to be the foundations for your business. The internal work of really, really diving deep into the CEO you want to be. And that's what I do a lot of in the CEO club as well, is nurturing all of the girls in the CEO club and making them feel really special and allowing them to explore the CEO that they are through the community. I really like to push all the girls to talk about themselves and share about their businesses, because that is the raw times where you share your quirks and what you believe and the things that make you special as a business owner. And in my one-to-one coaching, I'm constantly asking the girls, like, what do you value? What parts of yourself do you want to show? What colors do you like all of these questions that you never asked. You're just told, build a business, when it's actually like the most important thing is you being authentic, is you sharing like these amazing parts. But how are you going to do that if you don't know who you are? So I want you to start experimenting and mapping out who you are as a business owner and what lights you up, what makes you special. And these questions can be really hard to answer if you currently are unsure, but I promise you that's going to really, really set the foundations for your CEO energy and allow you to feel so special and so important. So I want you to prioritize this as your foundations, as your bread and butter. Who are you as a CEO? Number two is what needs to go. What needs to go in the bin? What do we need to get rid of? What do we need to declutter in order for you to feel like the CEO of your dreams? And a really, really lovely question to ask yourself is, what is not aligned with the CEO that I want to be? And things that come to mind and things that I truly believe can pull you back from being the CEO of your dreams is burnout, is feeling overwhelmed. And these are caused by saying yes to everyone, doing so much for everyone else, pouring all of the love into your clients and leaving nothing for yourself, causing you to become an empty cup. You can't pour from an empty cup. We need you to be overflowing, beautiful, rich, full cup of your hot chocolate or cacao or whatever lights you up. So, in order to do that, in order to be the CEO of your dreams, we need to declutter the things that are just not aligning with your best CEO energy. And a lot of the time, it is very linked to how much time you're spending on social media. I want you to be honest with yourself and ask yourself, well, how much time am I investing in looking at what everyone else is doing? Like, another really important thing is to build that tunnel vision, is to look at how can I really, really build tunnel vision into the life that I want, and what's not aligning with that tunnel vision. It could be things like constantly scrolling as soon as you wake up in the mornings. It could be really staying up like late at night and being on your phone late, answering clients late. For me, I know my non-negotiable is like 9 p.m. I'm in bed reading my Kindle, and that's just my switch off. That's what really lights me up. I like to do like meditations. I listen to my sleep affirmations before I go to sleep every night. And these are all things that I've had to reinstill after feeling quite burnt out and, feeling all over the place. So, this is your proof as well that even for me, like even for people in this industry, you're just going to have times where you do feel dysregulated, and it's so important to bounce back. So, where do you need to declutter? Like, what needs to go in order for you to become the CEO of your dreams? And I want you to take this seriously. Like, I'm going to ask you a question, which is, how bad do you want this? Like, how bad do you want to step into your Pinterest board? How bad do you want your vision board to become a reality and, really become that abundant, empowered CEO version of you that we were talking about at the start? Because you're the one that gets to decide whether you show up for the best you or not. Like, I will always be here to help my clients and the lovely people that come into my world, but you have to meet me halfway. You have to be willing to show up outside of our calls, outside of the podcast, outside of the CEO club, outside of my retreats, in order to create your dream life. And it's that ownership as well, like taking ownership of like getting honest with yourself. A really good podcast episode was the one I did with Healing Gals podcast around the shame, like allowing yourself to crack yourself open. That's what I've really had to do recently, was get honest with myself about the things that were just not lighting me up, things that weren't aligning in my life anymore, and allow myself to let go. As hard as it is to shed and let go of versions of ourselves and do that letting go, it's so important. And I talk about letting go, and it can be easier said than done. And sometimes it can be hard to let go when we just don't feel ready. So, taking care of yourself there as well, and just allowing yourself to declutter in small ways, whether it's getting rid of clothes that no longer align with you, whether it's throwing out those old hair products that you never use, whether it's clearing up your laptop and clearing up your phone, and like all of these things that can get really, really cluttered. Like allowing yourself to take ownership, putting it in your calendar that this is the time we're going to have a spring clean, and just knowing as well it's not something we have to do once. Like, that's why I like the phrase, your mindset is your best friend. Like, you look after your best friend, you nurture them, you check in with them, you see how they're doing. And it's the same with your CEO energy. You need to nurture it and constantly be making sure that it is in a good place. And in order to do that, having those little check-ins of like, okay, where am I aligning with my CEO energy, what's not in alignment, and how can we declutter with it. And if you need support with this, you know that you can book an empower hour with me. You can join the CEO club, because it's so important as well to have space to be held and be supported. I know for me, it's so important for me to have space to be held and be supported, and to be nurturing my blind spots that I have. We all have these blind spots where it's a lot harder to do the work on our own. So that's why it's so important to have help and support in this industry. And that is why I'm here to support you and be your CEO energy bestie and self-love support system, because we all need a support system, and it just makes your life so much easier when you're not doing it all on your own. So definitely reach out as well. In the show notes there's always links to book an empower hour, to join the CEO club. Like, that I'm here to support you, or if you want that deeper transformation, I've also opened some one-to-one coaching spaces, which I'm so excited about. And you really get that deep, loving, personal support, which personally for me, like that's the support I always go for, is that one-to-one mentorship, because I know that that's what's gonna help me understand layers of myself and help me, bring my visions to life and be a soundboard for, me getting out of my head and bringing ideas to life. And I love being that person for other girls and really helping girls embody their best CEO energy. So you can always do that. I'm always here to support my girlies, and it's really, really special to be opening some new spaces. I feel like I've done a lot of the deeper work in myself in this deep chapter, yeah, to really, really hold that space for my other lovely girlies in this space. So definitely, if you are a female entrepreneur, you want to step into your most empowered you, then join my gang. Go to the show notes now and you can find what option's best for you, my love. So next up, my loves, we have how to make space for your dream CEO self. Like how to make space to welcome in all of this sassy, confident, passionate CEO energy. And when I say confident as well, you don't always have to be this all singing, all dancing person. Like some of the most confident people, you don't need them to say anything. You can just feel their aura, feel their energy. And that is what's so important about making space. Like really asking yourself, how can I make space to welcome this version of me in this next chapter? And for me, I've done little incremental upgrades to help me embody my CEO energy in this chapter, right? So I know right now for me, I was on the move so fast, traveling for 4 months, which is a long time when you think of it, like 16 weeks of being on the move. I very rarely stayed in a place longer than 3 or 4 days. So it was really hard for me to constantly be in a good regulated state. So since I've come here, I was like, okay, what's going to help me feel like my best CEO self? Like I have these big dreams, right, of having my own podcast studio and, having a really beautiful aesthetic studio and lovely place to do my podcast episodes and work. And, when I do my self-love events and my retreats, they're very much based around the life that I want to be living, like very high vibe, like abundant, beautiful. And on the move you just don't have that, like that, you can't have everything at once, right? I'm in the stage of life where I've been really, really rich in memories and doing all of these beautiful trips and exciting things, and I'm doing a van trip soon. So I have prioritized richness in my life, and rather than like, having the dream set up right now. But I do love the quote, that you can have everything, just not always at once. Like I do really back that quote of like not comparing yourself so much to everyone else and just embracing what you have at the time. So right now I'm like, okay, how can I make myself feel abundant? How can I make myself feel amazing in my CEO energy? And it's been little things like buying myself nice candles. I went and got a curly haircut where I've really embraced my natural curls, and that felt amazing. And little things like really, really nurturing myself by really taking seriously my nervous system regulation. So every morning doing my 20-minute stress and anxiety meditation that I love by Mindspo. They've got an app which I love. It's called Manifesti. And they have a stress and anxiety section where they've got this 20-minute meditation. And that makes me feel amazing. It is, making sure that I have nice books to read on my Kindle, and that lights me up so much. I just finished Onyx Storm last night and I feel really emotional. I feel really emotional today because I'm like, when you just like, I was enjoying it so much, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've literally been reading this whole book series all year, and now it's finished, and I don't know what to do with my life. Like that is my evenings. I love it so much. Like I just have loved how much I have enjoyed reading this year. Like being traveling, there's been a lot of times where I've been on my own, and I just love like diving it. I've really got hooked on the fantasy world. I never saw it before, but I've fallen in love with it. I really have. So that's been really special for me this year. Is like, you know, filling up my cup with not so much big fancy things, but things for me that really nurture my soul on a deep level. So reading, nervous system regulation, getting out for my walks. Like this week, I feel like I'm back to myself. I've found a nice Pilates studio and I'm booking in. Right now I couldn't just get a gym membership because there's lots of fees and setups, but ClassPass has been amazing. Like booking classes that feel good, like just allow myself to really nurture myself. So I'm asking you, what do you need to do? It was when I got here buying myself little pots and making myself little protein porridge and having that all ready for me each morning, and buying a few supplements and protein powder, so I'm looking after my body. It's not massive things, it's just things that I know that are nurturing me. So I want to ask you, like, how can you make them small changes to start prioritizing your CEO self? Girl, get on Pinterest. Like, I literally, instead of scrolling on Instagram, I scroll on Pinterest. I've got a board at the minute that's called The Comeback, because I really hit a bit of I feel like a little quarter life crisis there. Where I've just been reevaluating things, and I've created a Pinterest board called The Comeback, and everything in the comeback board is like coming true, and I'm like, like, I'm feeling amazing in my body, I'm going to my Pilates, I'm loving my natural curls, and I'm just really, really nurturing myself on a deep level and falling in love with myself internally rather than externally, which feels amazing. So highly recommend getting on Pinterest and, like, really investing in this, like replacing the time you're spending scrolling right now with time nurturing yourself. I promise you that is going to really help you show up as your best CEO self. And I'm going to be creating a CEO energy course soon when I'm fully in a nice space and I feel really good. I did want to do that whilst I was here, but taking a step back right now, I want to do that when I am in one place for a long term. So I'm going home in July, so that'll probably be then. My parents at the moment, I was actually thinking when I got home of, like, okay, where do I want to move? Do I want to move to Manchester? I have a lot of friends in Perth, which I'm going to, and my brother keeps telling me, he's like, you're going to love Perth, Yaz, you're going to move back to Perth. I was feeling really unsettled, right, of like, I need to make a decision on where I want to live. And then I was actually like, do you know what, like, I'm really, really more focused on, like, having just a nice setup. It doesn't matter where it is. Home is here, right? You are your home. But, like, just thinking of the next chapter, I was really thinking of, like, okay, I really want to have this lovely aesthetic setup. And then I was looking at flats in Manchester that are all like probably like £1,500 a month rent, because that's the type of flat I wanted. And then I was literally like, Yaz, like, look at what's in front of you right now. My stepdad has just built the most beautiful new wardrobe from scratch in my room. They've taken everything out my room, and oh, I'm so grateful. Like, I feel like I've manifested this, because I was like, I really, really want a new lovely setup. And my stepdad's built a new wardrobe at home for me, and my mum's asked, like, what colours I want my walls, and they're like, get just basically, they've just, all of my stuff's in the loft right now, and they're getting everything out my room, and I'm literally going to be going home to a new room. Like, I'm thinking of having like mocha colour walls, and then they've said I can get like whatever furniture I want. Like, obviously they said that they would get a bed, because realistically it's going to be their guest room when I fly the nest. I keep moving home. But I think when you're younger, you have this, like, okay, by the time I'm 23, I'm going to be married with 3 kids and have a house. But I love my parents so much. Like, I'm really not in a rush to move out just yet. I'm just like, I will go home for a bit, instead of like spending £1,500 a month on rent in a bougie apartment in Manchester. It's like, well, I'm going home where I can really make this new space that I'm going into my own. And when I get home, I'm gonna really, really make that space my own by, like, I want to get lovely cloud chairs to do my podcast episodes on, and have a little like desk area. And there's not a massive space, but I'm going to really, really pour so much love into making it feel like a sanctuary for me and feel so special. So looking at how you can do that, like, what changes do you need to make to embody your best CEO energy? Guys, I feel like I'm going to need to do like 2 parts of the CEO energy episode, because I've still got so much that I wanted to cover. Okay, number 4 is, you need to find like-minded friends. You need to find your CEO gang, like your CEO girlies, that light you up, that make you feel empowered, that make you feel like you're not alone when you're going through a hard time. Like, even though it's my community, I was so open with the girls that I was having such a hard time. Like, I was like, girls, I'm just really not in a good headspace in myself. Like, I just need some time out. I hope you all understand. And I'd only just created it. Like, I'd only just created the CEO community. But because I have attracted all of girls that I feel safe I don't go into the chat and feel like I need to be this like all singing, all dancing CEO, like perfect person. I've attracted girls that I see as my friends. Like I love them all so much, and I want everyone to come into the community to feel like that and to feel really loved and supported and nurtured and feel like you can just be yourself and not feel like you have to put on a front or be this perfect CEO. Like, it's a chat and a community where you can be raw and honest, and we're not just here to celebrate the good times, it's here to support you through the downs, because they're going to come. You're not a superhuman, you're not a robot. Like, you're going to have down times and hard times, and that's why I'm here to help support you and be that support system. And all of the girls in it are exactly the same, that they all want the best for everyone as well. So having that community that is going to support you in becoming your best CEO self is so important. And that is why I'm so obsessed with the CEO club. And the people that join it first, I'm actually going to give free access to my CEO energy course, which I'm so excited about, because I just want to really give back to the people that believed in this and have joined this and are like, right, yeah, no, I need to prioritize myself. I am a massive giver in life. Like, I want to give the people that are in my world so much love and so many amazing things, and really, really nurture everyone that comes into my world, because you deserve it. At the end of the day, you deserve to feel the love that you pour into so many people, and that's what I'm here to do, is support you and nurture you through this process. And the CEO club is a perfect place to be, because you're going to be around loving girls. And like, I had a lovely message the other day that said, from a client, saying that they'd never been in such a nurturing community before, and it's really, really changed their life, having the CEO club and having me as their mentor in their life. So it really means the world, having this feedback. And it's so open and it's so welcome for you to join if you are craving that CEO community. Like, this is an important step in embodying your CEO self, is having that energy around you. You are who you attract, and this is so important. So you can join the CEO club for £33 a month, my girl, and be in. Like, I'm here for you, I'm here to support you, and it is the most nurturing community I have found. Like, I love it, and it's designed from a place of love, and it's going to keep growing and keep evolving. And as we all keep evolving, like, I change all the time, I change every day. And that is part of life. So being able to come on board with a beautiful, ever changing, ever evolving group is so powerful for your CEO energy. So I love it. My next lovely point is create before you consume. Like, I've taken a massive step away from social media. I deleted TikTok probably a few weeks ago now. I deleted Instagram and TikTok when I took a week off everything. Like, I literally took a week off the world, I call it. Took a week off the world, where I rescheduled all of my clients, rescheduled all of my podcast episodes. I've rescheduled everything to give myself a full week off life. And it was so needed for me. I needed that week. And I still haven't re-downloaded TikTok. I am just taking it really slow. I have really embodied that mindset of create before I consume. And you feel that energy, you feel a bit guilty sometimes when you scroll, like you sit and, you know, absorb all of this energy before you're creating your dream life or pouring into yourself. So this is a lovely reminder to create before you consume. And a really nice thing that I've done is create my dream schedule. Like, I went from trying to do everything at once, and everything was felt like it was a bit scattered all over the place, to being really intentional with my days. Like, Mondays are a bit of an admin, plan out my weekdays. I'm doing a bit of a reset right now, so it's a little bit like, right, we're doing lots. Tuesdays is like a podcast and client day. Wednesdays is a client day, and like maybe any admin bits. Thursdays is a retreat day where I plan my retreats, and then Fridays is more of an admin day. So I do all of my calls on a Monday to Wednesday, and then have like my like little aims each day, and that's helped me so much. Like, Tuesday today, I've done my makeup a little bit, I've done my curly hair routine, and I knew this morning, I was like, right, today is my filming day, I'm excited. And it just causes me to feel so set up and feel really on top of my shit. Like, I think what was really frustrating for me about traveling so fast is I it caused me to let go a lot because there's so many things that were out of my control. But I like being in my best CEO energy. For me, I like being on top of my game. I like being like having structure to my life and feeling accomplished at the end of the day. And I feel like just when you're on the move so much, you're just not feeling accomplished because you're just doing so much. um so yeah, it's just been so nice for me to come back to like, okay, having structure in my days. But also I always put things in my days in pink that are things that are purely for me, and that really lights me up as well. Like I have lots of pink in my days of, going to my Pilates classes, going for long walks. Today, I need to have my nails sorted out because I've I've got some nails on, some nails off, and it's time for them to come off. So that's in pink in my calendar. But yeah, just really having that nurturing time is so important. So it could start with looking at your calendar. Where can you add more structure into your life so you're not feeling so overwhelmed and scattered with your energy? Like, taking that control back is so important. The next one is boundaries, like really getting clear. And boundaries is a really hard one. And that's why I recommend booking an empower hour or reaching out to support with setting your boundaries, because boundaries can really put you in a fight or flight or fear state of, recently for me, I have taken, when I took that step back, I looked at, okay, going forward, how do I want to run my business? And we're not robots, right? Like we cannot be on all of the time. And I definitely felt like I was trying to be on all of the time. But when we are a woman, we have a cycle. We have times in the month where we do feel more energetic, and we have times where we need to come inwards and nurture our energy. And the hustle culture 9 to 5 world is so based around a men's 24-hour cycle and not built around a woman. Like I used to cry in my sales job. Like, I would have to be on the phone in one of my sales jobs for 10 hours a day. And I used to cry my eyes out in the toilet some days because I just would try my hardest, but I just couldn't give everything. And I feel like in a lot of sales jobs or a lot of jobs in general, they want all of you. They want you to be on all of the time. And sometimes we can go into business with this mindset of like, we need to be on all of the time for everyone around us, for all of our clients. That's just not healthy though, because when you have a cycle as a woman, I'm going to be getting a lovely hormone coach to come on and educate us around our cycle and our hormones as a woman, and just really really help as well. So I'm so excited for that, guys. And as well, if you ever have any recommendations, you have anyone you want on the podcast, definitely message me on Instagram, or you can actually, on Spotify, we've got a little question box, and you can add in the guests that you'd like me to have on, and then I can reach out to them and have them on as well. I always love that as well because there's so many incredible people in this space, and I love being able to learn and hear and bring people on. But sorry, where was I going there? So yes, so in that sort of hustle culture, I just really really struggled because I would try my hardest and my best, but there were days where I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do the 10 hours on the phone. I couldn't, give my all, and that would make me feel like I was unworthy, or I'd have managers that would make me feel like I'm not good enough. And like I really have come back to, well, this is my business, I have free will, so why can't I prioritize my cycle as a woman? So I have come back now to like, making a bit of a shift in my business of, having 3 weeks where I'm doing Slack support, and having the week of my period where I'm sort of like doing a bit more of the intentional work, doing admin, not being client facing, and being, really slow and not talking as much, and just taking my days a bit slower and flowier so I can show up as my best self around my cycle. So this is definitely something I'll share more of, because I feel like I'm just at the start of this journey with my cycle, and my periods have been changing a little bit. So I'm like, okay, well, I need to look into it a little bit more and how to sync with my cycle. But that's a journey that I'm going to go down more. And it's like reminding yourself that you have free will, like you have the free will to redesign your calendar, redesign your life that's going to align more with your CEO energy. And I've loved this episode so much. I honestly feel like there's so many other things that I want to share around CEO energy. So definitely need to do a part 2 for you all. But I feel like they're the staple pieces that you can use to start embodying your best CEO self. And I know that this episode is a very powerful one for my girlies out there that want to show up as their best CEO selves and want to feel empowered. It really starts with this internal work and starts with you. And each week as well in the CEO Club, I'm sharing Monday motivation. I've got journal prompts for you all, like in a lovely PDF. So each week, you know that you've got that support. And, I'm sharing from a place of love and rawness, never from being up here and viewing everyone else as here. I'm like, gals, I'm on this journey with you all. I'm really, really learning so much all the time. And just when you think you're like put together, I feel like you get another lesson or something else comes up to learn. And, it's about how you deal with that. And I really loved, I listened to Grace Beverley's podcast with Sarah Ashcroft. Her business completely broke down and there was lots of things that were out of her control. And it was a big lesson that we can't control everything, and she was saying that she's so much happier and letting go of that ego of things breaking down in life. And I think I really had to do that recently. I was holding on to, like, attaching my worth to clients and attaching my worth to how successful like I am, and I've done so much already in business. And the most nurturing thing I've done for myself is slow down and really nurture myself. That's a word I'm using a lot recently because it's very important when a lot of people are feeling burnt out. And I can't wait to record the episode around identity because a lot of people are, their identity is so attached to their business. So I definitely have that one coming soon, my loves. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this episode. I've really enjoyed recording it, and I feel very deeply and passionately about this topic of embodying your CEO energy, because change starts with you. And if nothing changes, nothing changes. I love that by Courtney Black. So yeah, I love you all. I hope you've taken lots from this episode. If you feel like you need to listen to it again, you can also watch it on YouTube as well. I love watching YouTube videos. I feel like that's become one of my big hobbies, is watching YouTube. And I've got my vlogs coming soon as well on YouTube at Yasmin and Lily Hilston. So I would love it if you could subscribe on there as well. Guys, it means the absolute world to me when you leave me a review on Spotify. If you like this video on YouTube, like, it just means the world. It means the world to me, making my dreams come true of like reaching people that need to hear it. Or as well, if you've liked this episode and there's someone in your space that you feel like would benefit from it, I would love you to share it. That would mean the world. So love you. Mwah! I'll see you on the next episode, and I just want you to feel so loved, so important. You are doing so well, and sometimes it's just nice to have a bit of a boost. So I always want to be that self-love bestie boost for you in your business. So have a lovely day, and I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode on the Your Girl Yaz podcast. We'll be back next Wednesday at 7 a.m. UK time, so I look forward to seeing you back here. I also have a free higher self meditation course for you to learn to meditate, to relax, to switch off, that's available for you to access now in the show notes. And also, don't forget to follow the podcast wherever you're listening, rate, leave us a review. I appreciate it way more than you could ever know. Thank you so much again for listening. If you've got any feedback of the podcast, my Instagram at Yasmin Lily Hilston is also linked in the show notes, and I really appreciate it.